Hey everyone, this is Thomas, aka Dead Texan. I'm a new streamer and YouTuber. I'm just getting started and everything. Trying to get this thing going. The following video is a bit of a heavy subject. It covers the tragedy in Minneapolis, and being a Catholic myself, it hits close to home. So these are some of my raw thoughts and opinions over a couple of streams that I did stitched together. So, of course, leave your thoughts. I'd really appreciate you liking and subscribing if you agree with it. If you don't agree with it, you like and subscribe anyway. I'm trying to build something here. Let me know. And thank you. Next thing I wanted to talk about, and this is going to be a big shift in tone, but you already saw a piece of it. But the Minneapolis shooting, really horrific event from what's been shown so far. Two kids and 17 others. Oh yeah, two kids and 17 others in a Catholic school. Apparently they're having a celebratory mass, back to school celebratory mass for the kids. Just very horrific event. I'm Catholic myself. I don't practice it as much as I used to. I mean, I'm not really one to go to church every Sunday and stuff like that, but I am a believer. So this definitely kind of hits home, kind of makes me think about, whenever I used to go to Catholic, church and Catholic school, and, my nieces and nephews going there, if someone were to come up and do something like this. And I don't want to talk much about the person that actually did it because they're a piece of crap. I'm not going to talk about their name, and of course they had their own vendetta. I think they targeted Catholics because of the traditional Catholic beliefs, especially on the LGBT community. This person apparently was a trans person, had a whole manifesto with rants. Their guns had things like Israel must fall, Jew gas. Apparently had a notebook that had the flag with an AK over it. There's real defend equality crap on it, which his kid said his friend got shot, that they didn't know what to do because they practice shooting in school but not for church, which is just crazy moment for reflection on how society has gotten. 6 million wasn't enough. So this was just a person filled with hate that blamed probably Israel and the Jews and for their foreseen slights against them and their community. I don't want to get into really all that. For me, my general thought process is you do you, just don't force it in my face. I have friends that, I don't think I really have any trans friends, but I do have had friends that were gay and lesbian. I used to work with this lesbian woman and talk all the time about that kind of stuff. And like I said, for me, I don't care. You do you. However you live your life is not going to affect how I live mine. Unless you try to force that shit in my face. Then I'd like just whatever. Whatever two consenting adults doing their own time, their own privacy, I don't care. But wave that flag in front of my face or try to force me to do anything, I'm not going to like it. And what gets me, how does this person think this benefits their cause? Because there's no way this person thinks that, yes, they're going to go into a church where they try to unalive people for the sake of their cause, and they think that people are going to accept that. And children on top of all that. How do people think that that's going to be seen? If anything, this is just going to breed more hate against their community. And that's the unfortunate truth, is that people are going to see that this person was trans. They're going to see the manifestos and the letters and the notebook that they left, that they did this for that cause, and is going to radicalize people against that cause. Is going to breed more hate against that cause. I don't get how they think these actions are going to benefit them in any way. Now, am I a full supporter of I'm not I was just about to say that. I'm not saying I support that at the Israel uh genocide, or there's blood on both hands. Blood on both sides. I'm not saying that I support Israel on that side. I'm talking about specifically this person. They're in America. They're not in Gaza. This Catholic school had nothing to do with what was happening. They went into a Catholic school in Minneapolis and killed these kids. It had nothing to do with Israel. It had nothing to do with Gaza. There is no justification for that, for what's happening in Israel. And that's one thing I don't like, is that people can't always like to pull that whataboutism arguments. So yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I hate both sides for what they're doing. Now, Hamas and all that, they are actual terror organizations. So I don't like the way that Israel is going about it, but yeah. But this specific instance, there's just no justification for it. There is no way that this event helps whatever cause that this person is trying to promote. And that's it. And then, of course, this is going to have people going crazy about gun control, which, again, being in Texas, I am for the Second Amendment. I have, right here at my desk, I have my own protection for my house that I have. And I'd like to get more. I think it is your right as an American to be able to get firearms. This is not a gun control issue. This is a mental health issue in America. This is a broken home issue in America. This is a losing your traditional values as Americans issue. So I would say I'm a believer in, because you can put gun laws, but here's the thing: criminals don't follow laws. That's the point. So in this day and age, I'm a believer in the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And that's why I have mine at my house, because I'm not going to let a bad guy with a gun come into my house and threaten my family. I'm going to protect them with my constitutional right. Like, this one wants to talk about regulating firearms and this and that, and it's like, no, we're not going to be like Australia. They banned all firearms and apparently did that, but that's not going to fly in America. We have the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. You have too much of the country, me part of it, that will not be willing to give up the ability to protect myself and my family because you say I can't have it. No. What I think needs to happen, a lot of the schools, churches, public gathering facilities, and organizations, what they need to do, I think they need to reach out to the veteran community, offer either volunteer or offer to pay them to just basically stand guard, be armed, to have a physical presence. There was, man, I wish I had saved it, but there was a image that I found that had a gun-free zone, which I is basically saying that, hey, we're unarmed and vulnerable to a this place is guarded with a symbol of a firearm. And yeah, that is what's going to deter people from doing anything, is actually having, again, a good guy with the gun. That is what it's going to take. And again, if you reach out to the veteran community, I'm sure you'll find plenty of volunteers that will be willing to stand guard for you. And that will deter a ton of these incidences. And again, people making it political, left, right. It's not about that. It's about, these people are insane that decide to do this. Like I said, no rational person would think that doing this would help their cause. So there's the ones talking about doing what Australia did. No, that's not going to happen. Right there. Now their government puts them in jail for Facebook posts. No. And then this one, Gavin Newsom, this dude, not a fan of him. I think him being from California, me being from Texas, natural dislike probably. I like to think of myself as central, but right leaning, so I can see the hypocrisy and bull BS coming from both sides. Mostly, I think. But come on, this is just like Mr. Herrera says, "F you." The focus needs to be with the two children that were uh, killed and the 17 victims. I don't know if it's changed since then, but the victims of the shooting, you know, they need support, they need healing, they need help. So, again, I don't want to talk about the piece of crap that actually did it. They got a special place that they're going to.